What's up, guys? Welcome back. Before I get started for today, just have to say you'll have to excuse my nasally voice. Sinuses are not cooperating with me right now, but I just want to stop by and provide a quick update on the Rebel Moon universe from Zack Snyder at Netflix. Before we get into that, shout out to any new subscribers. Thank you guys for the support on the channel. And if you're new, thank you for checking it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave this video today. All right, so we have a quick update for one of the director's cuts of Rebel Moon, which we know is going to hopefully, both the director's cuts will be coming out in August. Zack did say they're supposed to come out the same day, so I'm very excited for that. We don't have the exact release date yet, but I'm definitely going to stay updated on it so that way I can share it here with you guys. In some recent interviews, Zack had mentioned that the director's cuts will also have different titles. So for the PG-13 versions, part 1 is Rebel Moon, Child of Fire, and then part 2 is The Scargiver, which just came out a couple weeks ago. However, the director's cuts are going to have different titles because Zack has kind of described them as alternate universes to the PG-13 ones, and I'll kind of get into that in a minute. But first, let's look at the title for part 1. And actually, this says Rebel Moon Chapter 1, so that's slightly different also from the PG-13 versions. Chalice of Blood. Of course, we know the director's cuts are rated R for brutal, bloody violence and gore, sexual content, graphic nudity, and language. Zack has obviously described that, Netflix pretty much is just like, do whatever you want with the director's cuts. And like in one of his recent interviews, he said, they're basically just like, show it to us when you're done. Really, they had to get it down from NC-17 to R. So it looks like they got that now. At one of the Q&As after the premiere, Deborah and Zack had mentioned that that's what they were working on at the time. So it looks like they officially got that rating. So going back to what Zack has described for the director's cuts, they are not just, extended additional footage that you didn't see in the PG-13 version. Obviously, that's a big part of it, but he has described them as kind of alternate universes to the PG-13 version. So, for example, he has said that there are different takes for some of the dialogue scenes and, other parts of the film that they are using for the director's cuts compared to what they use in the PG-13 versions. So he said when they were filming, because we know they filmed everything all together and they filmed both films back to back, but they also filmed takes that were going to be used in the PG-13 version and then takes that were going to be used in the director's cuts. So same dialogue, but they might use, some of the even just dialogue scenes that are not graphic or include violence or anything are going to be different takes in the director's cut. Same dialogue, same words spoken, but different takes because the overall tone of the film is different compared to the PG-13 versions, which are a lot more straightforward. It has a lot more graphic content and sexual content and things that are not included in the PG-13 version. Overall, the tone is different. And then obviously with fight scenes and things like that we did see in the PG-13 version, there's stuff that you can't show in PG-13, so you have less blood. There's things that the camera turns away from. You might hear and you can tell something's happening, but you don't actually see it. So obviously in those parts of the film that were included will be more exposed in the director's cuts. And then additionally, there's going to be things that were not included at all in the PG-13 versions because we learned a long time ago that the director's cuts are about an hour or more longer, about 3 hours total. So there's gonna be a whole lot of things that, in whole that we didn't see even mentioned or, anything like that. Like I've mentioned in other videos, if you've read the novelization for part 1, then you definitely can tell that there's a whole lot of things that are not included in the PG-13 version, whole stories and scenes and a whole lot that we'll get to see in the director's cut. Speaking of that, I think the novelization for part 2 will be available in like June or something. So I'm looking forward to reading that one as well. So definitely excited to find out the exact release dates and stay updated on that. But in the meantime, wanted to share this update for part 1. And as always, you guys can check out anything you might have missed recently. Hit the notification bell so you're aware of when I do post another video, especially if you want to stay updated on all of these things. And feel free to check out the Hive Marketplace link in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for the support, guys. We'll see you soon.